So this is our Let's Talk About Love presentation. I know that we already kind of introduced ourselves, but just to reiterate, my name is Issa. I'm a comm major, and this is my second year as a peer coordinator with the CARE office. And I'll let Kaylee introduce herself as well.
Yeah, my name's Kaylee, and it's my first year with the CARE office, and I am an international studies major. So, our Let's Talk About Love program, and then love languages and needs. Sorry. Yeah, so UNCW has multiple offices and things that will help for people who experience interpersonal violence, and the CARE office is one of those offices. And so we are a resource for that is confidential, along with the Student Health Center and Counseling Center.
Yeah, and we also like to take a moment before all of our presentations to mention, because we just think it's really pertinent information for all students to have. Basically, all staff, faculty, and RAs on UNCW's campus are what's called mandated reporters. So all that means is that when they overhear instances of interpersonal violence happening, so of course that's what we discuss in the CARE office. So that includes like harassment, stalking, sexual assault, relationship violence, things of that nature. When they hear that, they have to file a report with the Title IX office. And all that means is that the Title IX office simply reaches out to that individual in question and lets them know of resources that are available to them through the university. But that student is not required to take any action or anything like that. It's just a resource provided for them. But we like to let people know that if you go to the CARE office, the Student Health Center, or the Counseling Center to talk about any of those issues, they are a confidential resource, so they do not report anything to Title IX. Yeah, that's just a little thing about the university we always like to make people aware of before we begin. But yeah.
Yeah, so just a quick overview of what we're going to be doing. So it's actually not on the agenda, but we're going to go over Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then how that relates to like a healthy relationship. And then we're going to talk about love languages and take that quiz if you don't already know yours. And just, it's really about finding the resources and in order to have healthy relationships in your life with all aspects.
Yeah, and another thing we like to say before all of our presentations is feel free to step out if you need to. Sometimes we discuss more sensitive topics. This stuff isn't really super sensitive. It's more positive, actually, so that's awesome. But again, if you ever need to just step away, take a moment to pause the video or leave and come back, that's totally fine.
So you can either put in the chat, or we can say, because there's not very many of us, or you can use the annotation tool, which will be like the 3 dots on your screen. I believe it's different for mine, and then it'll be like annotate, you can type. But whichever you prefer to do, real quick, we can just discuss like what is a relationship, like keywords or definitions, or anything that comes to your mind.
I'll go. Just people interacting with each other, like individuals or groups.
I would say someone you have a bond with, friendship or romantic.
Yeah, that's good. I like the word bond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are both pretty much some good, like, altogether keywords and definitions. Oh my God, so sorry. I always forget once I restart, like when I do a presentation after a while, that I have to re-find the mouse.
So, kind of the definition that we use is the way in which two or more people or things are connected. So, you guys were right on the money. Um, you guys were right in being more broad in your definitions, because some people, their mind automatically jumps to just romantic relationships, but there's also friendships and family relationships. So really just any way that two people are connected.
So bouncing off of that, if you want to talk through again about what a healthy relationship specifically looks like, what to look like and what to look for, and just the aspects.
I know for me, I really like to find someone who I can have a safe space with.
Definitely.
Just where both or all the people are happy with the relationship, or like they both enjoy the relationship, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll also add that a healthy relationship looks very supportive, no matter what that person is going through or feeling.
Sure.
Might be kind of a obvious one, but not an abusive or dysfunctional relationship.
Yeah. You don't have to be like, what exactly would, or like the keys, like when you think like it's not abusive, and you already said like the first thing, like what specifically like do you think is the key or important in that?
Just
Like it's not a quiz, so like you're good.
I guess just acknowledging that the other person also has like needs and wants, and not thinking you're better or more important than the other person.
Yeah, that's absolutely a big key that we're also going to touch on. Mm-hmm. All right. Does anybody want to add any more thoughts?
These are all really good ones, though.
They are all okay.
Yeah, so these are some aspects of a healthy relationship that we came up with, but they are really overlapping with a lot of the things that you guys said as well. So the first one is open communication. And I think that's honestly one of the, if not the most important thing in a healthy relationship, because that allows you to work through things when you do have difficulties and you do have disagreements. Because even in the best relationship, you're not going to see eye to eye all the time. But when you have that open channel of communication, you can always, work through those disagreements. You have honesty, of course, super important. Support, which you guys said as well. Boundaries, also super important. Even if you're really close to somebody, you always want to have those levels of boundaries, privacy, what's your time and your space for yourself versus the time and space for you guys together. Respect, of course, compromise, and fairness and equality as well. And that's what Emily was saying, I think, when she said, or actually, I forget who said it, but somebody said equal partners, which is awesome.
So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is like this psychology theory that there's a hierarchy of in humans that comes and it builds upon they build upon each other. And so the first thing that people need are what's called their physiological needs. So that's going to be like your safety, food, water, basically like what you need to like be alive. And the idea is once you have those, then you can go up to your safety needs. So like, do you have somewhere safe to be? Do you have like security? Just that general sense that you're safe where you are. And then you can get up to what is referred to as psychological needs, which is when you can take relationships into it. So the belongingness and love, which we're going to touch more on in a minute, but that's like where the intimate relationships and friends come in, as well as the esteem needs after that, which come pretty much from within, and it can be your self-esteem or self-confidence, or that will build from yourself, but it's also needed to be reassured by those relationships in your life. And self-actualization is what Maslow decided was like the top. This is like the peak that people try to reach, and that's when you achieve your full potential, you reach all of your like goals, and you have succeeded as much as you can in the field you're going, and that's obviously probably a difficult level for most people to reach, which is why he proposed you need all of this support on those lower levels.
Yeah, so the level that we're going to be mostly discussing today is the belongingness and love. And I like to point out, you can see, if you could go back for a second, Kaylee, actually, I'm so sorry, that that level is so close to the bottom. Like, it's not up at the top, like it's really down there, like near the super important needs, like safety and physiological needs. So super, super, super important to feel like belongingness and love, I guess. And you can get belongingness and love primarily from friendship and family bonds. So those are normally the most important relationships we have in our life, whether that's like your biological family or kind of a chosen family of really close friends. Those are by far the most important relationships in our lives normally. And through those bonds, we develop intimate physical and emotional bonds. So the physical bonds can range anywhere from like casual and friendly touches, like getting a hug, to having a sexual relationship with somebody if you're in a romantic relationship or in just like a physical relationship with them. But overall, it's super important for people to feel loved and supported in those relationships. And so then we get into the different ways that you can show that love to others and make the people in your life feel like they belong. And that's where we get into the different love languages.
So there are 5 different love languages that are acknowledged in this test, which was created, I can't remember his name right now, but it was created by a marriage and relationship counselor. And it was a way to decide what those best ways to show love are, like, and what the best ways that you receive love are. And words of affection's one, and it's really just like compliments such as, you look nice today, I love you, I appreciate you. Quality time, just spending time with each other. Acts of service will be, like doing the dishes or anything that's just like not like out of your way or something, but it's for doing something that will help your partner. Bringing gifts, giving gifts is another big one that can be physical, or like it says, like going out to dinner. And then physical touch, which as Issa said, it has a big range of what that could be. And through the test, we have a test that we're going to give, but you can figure out like how much one is, like how much stronger one is, and like what your last one is, and it's interesting. So I can put, okay, if people don't know their love language, it's totally fine. Like, we can put the thing in, or I'll share my screen with it, but I just didn't want to make you guys go through it if you already know it.
Yeah, just because I know, Samantha, you were talking about already having done it. So, Emily, have you taken the test yet? It's okay if not, or
I don't think so, no.
Okay, well, if you want to take it, we can put it in the chat. And then there are, like, I really encourage everybody to take both of them if you have time, because one is for how you receive love, and the other one is for how you give love. And most of the time, they're very different, which I think is really interesting. For example, my receiving is getting gifts, which that one makes me sound shallow, but I don't know. That's just what I got. And then my giving was words of affirmation.
All right. So could the quiz be posted in the chat, please? Is it just, do I
Yeah.
just like highlight this or something?
Sorry, I'm trying to, I got lost, 1 second.
Oh, it's fine.
Is it still the presentation or did it switch?
It's like a PDF with like words on it, and we can see
Yeah,
your outlook behind it.
Okay, I couldn't.
So it's not like an auto grade thing.
No, but okay, actually that does exist, and I can actually literally just do that real quick. If I can get it out of the way. I guess I should stop sharing that real quick. Okay.
I can also try to find it real quick, Haley.
It's okay. I'm not like in a hurry. I don't want to hold you guys up or anything though.
Oh no, you're totally fine. There it is. I got it, Kaylee.
Yeah, I think so. I really honestly don't know how to find the, oh, just kidding, it's in more. I couldn't find the chat with the sharing the screen. Got it.
Can you guys see what I shared?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
And then you just click on the singles, I believe, because there's also one you can take for a couple, unless you have a significant other, and then you guys could take it together if you want.
What were the receiving and giving tests? Are those the same as the one you sent?
Yeah, so on that website, there's a test that most people take, which is the like how you like to receive love. And then the other one is the how to give love, or how you give love.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the quiz, but I'm fine with you like continuing the presentation as I go through it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I didn't want to make you just like sit there awkwardly as we're all just like, it's like I didn't want to put that on you, but
I appreciate it.
You said what, I mean, I'm just gonna put them here just to fill up the screen, but you said what were yours again?
So mine, how I like to be given love, my top one is receiving gifts. And we can all talk about ours if you guys want. I don't know why, that just really just it makes me so happy. Like if somebody is to physically like bring me a thing, whether it's just like literally a rock, like I don't need like expensive gifts, but like anything that they saw that they thought reminded them of me, I'm just like, oh my God, so I think that that's very accurate as to why that one was my top one. What about you?
Yeah, mine's definitely quality time. I remember when I took it and it like ranks them, it was way above all the other ones, which I mean makes sense once I saw it, but it's kind of, I mean people don't have to go out of their way, but I enjoy spending time even if it's just like with my friends or like my roommates and we're just hanging out in the same room, and because I think it's the same thing as like gift giving as the receiving gifts, and I guess it's all the same. It's all like kind of ties in. That's the point of love language, but it's just having people like acknowledge that you are like an important person in their life, and like when people like give gifts, it's like I saw this and I thought of you, and so like they can give gifts are like really personal. So I absolutely understand that one.
Yeah. Samantha, did you want to talk about yours? But it's okay if not.
Yeah, so I actually have two top ones, quality time and physical touch. Um, I don't really know. It's kind of hard with like physical touch um, because it goes one way. Like most people think of it one way. But I think when you guys were talking about all five, um, like holding hands or just like holding like a pinky or like even when um, I'm like just close by, like I like to just have someone like nearby. um, and then quality time, it's actually really funny because I didn't realize doing like running errands was part of quality time, but it's so true for me. I literally was like, hey, like I need to go to the grocery store. Do you want to come with me? Or if they ask me like, can we go shopping for something this weekend? I'm like, yeah, let's go. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
one of
think
my oh, you go ahead.
Oh, I'm just looking through it, and one of mine's probably the quality time too. Just being able to spend time with someone. Yeah. Not sure if it's relevant, but I'm pretty sure one of my boyfriends is the giving gifts. He really likes giving presents. Yeah. But it's like just the quality time, just knowing someone's there. I'm not alone. Just yeah.
No, absolutely. The one of my roommates, she loves like doing the running errands thing. I'll be like, I'm gonna run to like CVS, and she's like, oh my god, can I come? And I'm like, yeah, or like literally like anything that any of us are gonna do. She's like, I'll go with you, and I yeah. I mean, until like this presentation, I never saw it as like, oh, that's a love language. That's her showing her love, and that's kind of what's fun about this is you recognize and then you start to see those qualities you wouldn't really think about in your everyday life.
I think a lot of it's been made harder by the pandemic, especially the like physical touch and quality time. Those are so much harder right now.
That's so true.
For one of my friends, my best friend actually, she we all took the quiz as like a friend group just because it was going around and people were like, oh, what's your love language? So we took it. And hers are complete opposite of mine. She likes acts of service and words of affirmation. And so when we hang out or like I go, because she lives in Raleigh now, I get all my homework done. I get all my chores done. So like, if she comes to visit or if I go up there, I don't have to worry about anything. But when I go up, she usually has like 6 assignments she still has to do. And so I know quality time isn't her love language, but we still like understand each other. And when I'm there, I usually do things to help her. Like I like cleaning, so I will take over doing the dishes, or if she's just behind on something because she has a crazy life, um, I will like clean or make her room, clean her room, make her bed, that kind of thing, which is kind of weird, but it works for both of us.
Yeah, that's sweet. And that's why I think this test is like so important for people to take because like some people they love when other people do things for them like clean their house or do their dishes, and then other people like really hate it, like it makes them uncomfortable for people to like do stuff for them. So it's so interesting to see like what people respond to and like what their love language is.
Yeah, I'm probably in the latter group of that. Just like someone trying to clean up my stuff like after me or something just makes me feel kind of antsy, really.
Yeah, I feel that.
Do you guys want to see my dog? She's like knocked out behind me. I'm gonna show her.
Sure.
I'm gonna show her anyways. She's perfect.
Oh.
The world today. And I know the lighting's not great.
So
Anyway.
cute.
Thank you. Anytime I'm like, she's like in the background of videos or anything, I literally feel like an annoying mom. I'm like, my dog is so cute, guys. Have you seen her? She's great. But
Don't I am the same way with my cats. Like, hi, you want to see a cat? Here's my cat.
yeah, my roommate has a cat too, and he's so needy, and he'll like curl up on my lap. And when I'm in class, and I'm like, oh my god, I hope they can see him. I love seeing people's like pets. I have a professor who will literally like during Zooms be like, find if there's a dog on screen, he'll be like, oh my god, what's your dog's name? And then we'll like, talk about the dog.
What is your dog's name?
Her name's Rosie.
Aww.
Aw.
Yeah, she was like our family dog, and then well, we had two. We have her and her sister, and I was like, Mom, I want a dog, and my mom was like, please take her. 2 dogs is hard, because we also have a cat, and then my sister has another dog. But now everyone in my house is attached to her, so she's not getting her back.
That kind of happened with one of our cats. We were pet sitting for a family friend when they moved. They couldn't bring the cat with them, and it ended up, okay, it's our cat now. We're too attached, and they were fine with it, so it worked out.
Yeah, that's literally how my roommate got her cat. It was like like one of her friends, and they have so many cats. They had like a lot of cats. Like they live in a lot of land, and they're like outdoor cats. And every time she went over, he would just always like cuddle with her and stuff. And she was like, I'm gonna take your cat. And they were like, okay. I'm so glad she did.
Oh, awesome. What'd you get?
Surprisingly, I got physical touch, which surprised me. But it makes sense now that I think about it.
Yeah, and they have them like, they have the percentages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was low for like all of them actually, but that one was the highest one. I don't know what that means or whatever, but makes sense. I do like hugs.
Nice. Yeah. And I like what I think I might have said something like this, but like what Issa said earlier, all of the aspects of physical touch, how people are automatically like, oh, sexual. So like when you share that, or when people are like, it's physical touch, and like they don't like immediately like resonate with that, and then it's literally like so much more than that. And
Yeah, it's just, now that I think about it, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so like these love languages are really good to know, so that you can share it with if you have a partner, or even just like your friends, because it will make your relationships like that much stronger when you can share your love languages and do these different acts or what they need, and it just kind of gives you that more deeper like inside look for your relationships. Okay. Do we have anybody want to say any like other thoughts about the love languages before we wrap up?
Yeah, if there's no other thoughts, we just want to say thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. You guys were great and like really engaged. So again, thank you so much. A little bit more about the care office. We are located on the 2nd floor of DePaulo Hall, right across from the Student Health Center, in case you guys didn't know. And you can reach us by phone, our website. You can email us or follow us and send us a message on Instagram as well. We have our crisis hotline as well for like emergency and crisis situations.